just not tall down like that.
If Calzaghe can make it go round. And here's what will hurt.
46 victories without a single loss.
You worried about what's coming back? Oh, there it is.
A record-breaking 21 consecutive title defenses. And a decade-long reign at the top. At the turn of the century, Joe Calzaghe ruled the super middleweight division with an iron fist.
Oh, lovely left hook there.
Even making Roy Jones Jr. look awkward. And yet, despite being one of the most dominant champions in history, the general public is barely familiar with this fiery Welshman's adventures.
Oh, and he just knees buckled and one on and he's down.
It's time to relive the journey of the Dragon, a musician's son from a small village who reached the pinnacle of fisticuffs and rode off into the sunset undefeated.
And another left hand. He's staggered under this and he wants to go to war and he gives him.
A street musician named Enzo arrived in the British Isles from Italy in 1969. Traveling through cities, he stopped in the capital of Wales, Cardiff, met a waitress in the very first cafe he walked into, and married her 4 weeks later. Soon the couple gave birth to their firstborn, destined to bring worldwide fame to the Calzaghe name. The family settled in a mining village with a population of 6,000 people. At the age of 9, Joe started attending a boxing club, an old building made of metal sheets. The conditions were harsh, but this austerity is precisely why the boy fell in love with pugilism. Initially, he trained under the guidance of the local coach, Paul Williams. First stepping into the ring, Calzaghe immediately stood out among his peers. Although visually unassuming, the slender teenager rarely went the full distance. When Joe was 18, his trainer retired, which led Calzaghe Sr. to take on the role of the chief cornerman. The situation was complicated by the fact that Enzo's band was about to sign a contract with an American record company, but he turned down this opportunity in a heartbeat. The father gave up his dream for the sake of his sons. With his dad in the corner, Joe broke through to the national level. The explosive southpaw became the British champion 3 times in a row. Moreover, each year he would move up in weight, conquering the kingdom's most prestigious tournament in 3 different divisions. In a span of 5 years in the amateurs, Calzaghe's win column surpassed 100. The boxing community appreciated the young prospect's talent, but couldn't come to terms with the fact that there was a musician in his corner who had nothing to do with boxing. No matter how much those around him tried to persuade him, the son didn't abandon his father.
Say, it's not going to work. You know, it's not going to work. You need to get proper training, you need to get a professional trainer. But I knew my dad was the best trainer for me, and he went and proved it, training 3 world champions, you know, which was fantastic. So yeah, we did feel the underdog, but I suited that.
In late 1993, the 21-year-old Joe transitioned to the professional ranks. Joining the 168-pound super middleweight division, he showcased devastating power from early on.
His very first fight. So it's still a tough test.
The agile Welshman never stopped, mowing down opposition with a machine gun-like fire.
It's like he knows he can hurt, so now he's thrown everything.
Oh, he's got him again with the right hand.
Young Calzaghe's style was built around dynamism. He rarely wasted time gathering data, going from 0 to 100 as soon as the bell rang.
He's hurt again.
As early as in the first round, the prodigy would enforce a pace that seemed impossible to keep up with.
He's taking a good left this time. He doesn't want to go down, but he's going to have to go down.
Instructed by a jazz man, Joe brought a special energy into the squared ring.
Calzaghe's first 20 seconds. Minton under severe pressure here. Calzaghe can hit from both.
He converted music into strikes,
Very smart, only, isn't he?
setting a rhythm with swift combinations.
Relentless.
Calzaghe improvised on the fly,
Calzaghe in the first minute or so of this first round.
striving to end each composition with a vibrant finale.
Rolling and slipping, but oh goodness me, that one did not get tremendous.
Thus, Joe wandered through towns, rapidly enriching the resume.
Is taking a thorough pounding here, and I think the referee has got it.
He preferred to get things done quickly, usually wrapping it up within a round. Due to his Italian roots, fierce boxing style, and Welsh heritage, Calzaghe was bestowed the nickname the Italian Dragon.
And Mickey Van won't allow him to do this for too much longer. It's all over. Well, that's a winning point.
You're up in the morning, rain, sleet or snow, just go for a run. Go to the gym, go home, come back and train again. That's it, every day, every single day.
Having gone on a streak of 14 victories and claimed the British super middleweight title, in February 1996, the Dragon gave a cold welcome to the sturdy gatekeeper from the US, Guy Stanford.
So far. Oh, and he puts it down with a...
Warren Stove, with a decent record of 17 wins to 2, started out strong,
Super middleweight champion. We saw him in action just 2 weeks.
but soon regretted going out without a bulletproof vest
Box office make off with the takings and the fight.
and a helmet.
Dangerous game Stowe's playing.
Hope was his only weapon.
Well, he's got tremendous hand speed, very accurate. Oh, and that's crazy by Stowe.
That is asking.
Joe showed the way to operate with your hands down. Unloaded in close quarters,
To the body.
and forced Warren to keep the guard up. The opponent now resembled more of a punching bag.
Calzaghe not...
So the one-sided beatdown was stopped between rounds. In the spring of '96, Calzaghe crossed paths with former world title challenger Pat Lawler. Joe set the pace with a distracting jab and bombarded all levels.
Calzaghe.
By unsettling the opponent with feints, Calzaghe shut down any outbursts, picking apart the bewildered target. Lawler sought refuge in the corner, hoping to weather the shelling.
I don't think he knows what to do, really. Under severe pressure in the corner.
And even tried to run away. But there was no escape. Lucky for him, the ref stepped in.
Well, now we'll see Lawler complain, I'm sure, but...
The official's assistance was also requested by Carlos Christie.
Oh, the left hand, Dex Christie.
The yet unbeaten Tyler Hughes couldn't touch the Dragon.
Nearly got it. Doing you any good, you're not learning anything.
And the very first long combo annihilated him.
As I say in boxing. Well, we could see some world-class punches. He's not too worried if it was coming back. Oh, there it is. So long.
Now, many began to believe in the musician-turned-trainer's unique coaching style. Enzo himself commented on his conductor-like approach to boxing.
Doesn't every song start off with a verse? Jab. After the verse, you're going to be late. Bring it forward.
Minton under severe pressure here.
Then you got the chorus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're working over here from Calzaghe in the first minute or so of this.
Bam! Knockout pass.
Snipping. But, oh, goodness me, that one did not get...
And so, within the first 3.5 years, Joe secured 22 victories, all of them by way of knockout. Calzaghe was about to encounter a challenge that would determine his entire future career.
Oh, and a left hand.
In the autumn of 1997, Joe was given the opportunity to capture the vacant WBO title. Across from him stood the former dominant king, Chris Eubank, who was once untouchable for over 5 years with 14 defenses. The charismatic Jamaican had collected nearly 50 scalps
So apprehensive. Oh!
and was renowned for his superb timing.
That first left hook hurt Griffin.
Deliberately acting like the bad guy, he happily got on the younger contender's nerves in the lead-up.
That's for the camera. Is it my turn now? You're right.
Really getting knocked out.
Oh, well, I mean, listen, we'll see what happens, yeah?
It took Joe 15 seconds to make an impact.
Although he's had fast knockouts, Eubank. Oh! The left hook on the deck. The
He's got up as if to say, hey, don't count.
The night promised to be short.
He does it.
As the Dragon performed the Ali Shuffle
Tried to do a little alley shuffle there.
and casually fired from the hip.
Or in his case, Jack the Taffy.
Nevertheless, the savvy Eubank came back strong in the third stretch and won the clinch battle.
Oh, he wants to stand and trade now. The crowd.
Quieting the critics in the crowd, he began unshipping heavy cargo. Yet Calzaghe was more precise
At times, I mean, it's just remarkable.
and didn't let the initiative slip away.
Obviously, he was knocked down, but he looked so full in control. All that.
Tensions kept rising halfway through the bout.
He'll slug it out with him, Eubank. I tell you, he'll go down fighting whatever happens. Oh, that's it. This is
Leading the boxers to lock horns more often.
they've been out the ring. Oh, that's his own thing. You can all lights look like they were dipping there. We don't want the lights put out accidentally. Oh, what a good scrap now.
The chess game at close range
He always said he could do the 12 stone limit without
gradually fell under the Welshman's control.
shot there. Just as they broke away, they'll come up then to the end of the 6th round, and now he'll fight back the whole way there, Eubank. See, he's got to fight his way out of trouble there. And he's doing it. And
Calzaghe countered the incoming attacks and disrupted Eubank's rhythm with patented flurries.
trying to duck below those. Now he enjoys doing that, definitely, is throwing more punches. Oh, good shot. That might have been a turning point there, that left hook. She's falling into him. What a brave character though, Eubank.
Still light on his feet, in the 10th round, he caught the veteran coming in.
Scored around actually. Oh yes.
The floating Dragon continued to build on the advantage in the championship rounds.
Now doesn't he look? Yeah, he could do that. Now Eubank in the last round. You can hear that noise of that.
While Eubank clung to hope until the very end.
And a good rally too by Calzaghe. Wants to finish looking the part. And he nearly nails Calzaghe. Eubank nearly nails him.
Joe secured a clear unanimous decision victory and got the belt around his waist at 25 years old, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the undefeated Dragon's career.
Joe Calzaghe, world champion. How does that sound?
Sounds brilliant, you know, all the hard work I've done. I just thank God. Obviously, I thank my dad. I thank all the fans who come to support me tonight.
Having defended the throne twice, in early 1999, Joe faced off against former WBC champion Robin Reed. The Olympic bronze medalist captivated women to screens and fully justified the Grim Reaper moniker.
More leavings than the last one. He's got him again. Oh, he's can't really take Calzaghe.
The chiseled challenger was sweating testosterone. So the Welshman focused on the midsection, forcing Reed to miss. Calzaghe worked both floors.
Two, we're looking for more. Gets in the punch and Calzaghe pushes the smart. Calzaghe's growing in confidence.
And kept the counterpart at bay with the lead hand.
Back foot, Reed struggling a little with the big tall man to get inside 12 stone. Both fighting for the first time in 10 months.
Struggling to keep up with the lightning-quick Joe early.
Third round, beginning to pop, and then he comes back with quick punches. Combination from Calzaghe. He really has got fast.
In the 5th frame, Reed found an opening for a right-hand cannon.
Confidence and in effect. And this could be the confidence booster that Reed needs. Body shots in the head.
And began acting dirty.
Oh, and then as the referee was saying,
The champion's matters further deteriorated as he injured his left hand, which forced him to start fencing,
over the last couple of rounds, waiting.
albeit quite effectively.
He needs to do this emphatically if he's going to get the knock.
In response, Reed infringed on Joe's reproductive rights, Andrew Galata style,
Sharper punches. One low, I think there went in from Reed.
and was deducted a point. Calzaghe got back to using the lead hand, trying to maintain distance. The challenger was catching him nonetheless.
What happened in the last one with the point deduction?
The Dragon eventually had to deviate from the plan. By engaging in an all-out brawl.
Good shot from Calzaghe, and one for the body too. Better work now from Calzaghe. Big right cross from Reed. How did Calzaghe take that? Now we're back. Reed feints it.
Before the last round, the fighters acknowledged each other's efforts and continued to burn their gray matter reserves.
Everybody, I think, knows this is a close fight.
Take your hand off to these two to be in the condition.
The artillery duel didn't subside until the closing seconds.
Maybe very crucial. They're at it again, even in the closing seconds. There's the count to end it. It ends with a furious exchange.
In the end, 2 of 3 judges favored Calzaghe. It's worth noting that pundits also sided with the incumbent, who simply won more rounds, increasing his number of defenses to 5 within a year. In the summer of 2000, Joe faced the young contender Omar Sheikha with a record of 20-1.
They've whipped themselves.
The Dragon wasn't shy to hang in the dead zone.
Sheikha trying to get in close with.
And wreaked havoc with the left hand.
Good left from Calzaghe. Sheikha showed a good chin up to now.
Sheikha would retaliate,
He's tried to come back with rights of his own.
putting his entire body into combinations.
Take a pound and a half off yesterday before the weigh-in.
Yet Calzaghe's composure remained unwavering.
Feeling the weight of some of these shots. He has the room. It's devastating.
As the champion struck with surgical precision. In the 5th, the contender went all in, blasting from every barrel.
Going for it now, trying to pin Calzaghe in the corner. But Calzaghe wobbles it with a left hand. Sheikha comes back. Tremendous action here at Wembley.
Weathering the storm, Joe kept piercing with single shots.
His face is becoming a bloody mess. As Calzaghe.
Before finally agreeing to swang and bang.
Calzaghe, and this is what it is. Credit where credit's due. And what a brawl in the 5th. Both going for it. Tremendous spirit from Sheikha.
The wild man Sheikha asked for more. But the ref didn't want to go to jail for malpractice and decided to intervene.
And it's been stopped.
Perhaps slightly prematurely.
Calzaghe, a brilliant performance.
Next, former title holder Richie Woodhall gave it a go, hoping to shine in a farewell match. Calzaghe quickly found an opening for the lead hook.
Very good friends. Oh, right hand, and that's hurt Woodall. There's the power.
While also mixing targets on it.
He's picking his punches well, Calzaghe.
And punishing the challenger's jab.
For him fighting against a southpaw. Again, he's...
Woodhall tried to turn the tide after the break.
Defense Woodall hits him with the right hand right at the start of the round. Took Calzaghe a bit by surprise.
Now, initiating attacks with the right against a southpaw.
Good body shot from Woodall, and again.
He found much more success.
Terrific right hand. And problem with the right hand, he's going to throw it, and it's working for him in this round. This is Woodall's round. He's really opening up here.
As the rounds progressed, the champion upped the pressure. Diversified his approach with lead uppercuts. Level changes.
About that one.
And employed combinations at last.
Trying to meet fire with fire. Woodall.
Woodhall's right still troubled him.
Getting better as the rounds go on.
So under the watchful eye of Gordon Ramsay, Calzaghe showed his liver steak family recipe.
Reaching out for full-blown recognition. Woodall getting trapped. Good for Calzaghe and the weight. It's a really big problem for him to get down to.
Albeit showered by enemy missiles, the springy Woodhall refused to give up.
Woodall steps it up here. He's really lifted himself in this round. Woodall, normality against a fired up and inspired Woodall, who's there again with the right hand.
That's when Joe went all out.
He was hurt by that, wasn't he? He sagged from that punch. That took a bit out of Woodall. Punch of the round for me, there was that straight left of Calzaghe's, which really
Got the left hand going.
those combinations together really well. That's really.
And snuck in the lead uppercut again.
Oh, and he just knees buckled and Woodall, and he's down. Down he goes right at the end of a round. And he looks hurt and tired, up at 8.
The bell allowed the Englishman to see the 10th round. Desperate, the challenger surged forward. But Calzaghe had already spun the deadly windmill.
Now, Woodall was lucky that he was on the floor late in the previous round time. But Calzaghe now is pouring in the punches and looking for the stoppage. And he's going to stop it.
The ref saved Woodhall from complete shattering into splinters.
He's going in to try and take him out, and I thought that was a...
Joe defended the belt for the 7th time, but was no longer as dominant as before.
WBO Super Middleweight Champion of the World.
He threw fewer punches and quieted down the backhand cannon, now relying mostly on his right. The reason was the nagging wrist and elbow injuries. Unlike Joe's first 22 outings, where only one rival made it to the 8th round, now Calzaghe would lose the initiative more often.
You don't want to mention the hand trouble, but we were wondering in the fight, because you seem to revert to your boxing skills quite early on. Has the hand gone again?
Calzaghe kicked off the year of 2001 with a dismantling of the WBO's top-ranked contender, the unbeaten Mario Veit. The German ate a step-back left hand out of the gate, and Joe gave an encore.
The German is caught again by another left hand.
In the fall, the Dragon faced regional belt holder Will McIntyre. Due to recurring hand injuries, the champion took some stank off his punches.
Another big one through to the head. He's hurt
Slapping with quick combos instead.
straight away. Leading that European, he left himself open, tried to come out of the shell, tagged by a left hand.
And punishing mistakes.
Here, starting to let the punches really showing. This is the real world at World Championship level.
Meanwhile, he introduced the jab.
Calzaghe's beating into everything. Yes, at this point, no way.
Which perfectly set up the laser-sharp left.
Excellently. There's no head movement at all. He's out now. Left uppercut all over the place.
I am the best fighter in super middleweight. I want Roy Jones. I want Bernard Hopkins. He wants to looking for a fight. Hey, I'm ready.
Extending his title defense streak to 11 over the next year, in the summer of 2003, the 31-year-old Joe came upon former WBA champion Byron Mitchell. Armed with a newly tattooed cross, the Dragon initiated the siege,
Orthodox Mitchell.
breathing fiery flurries.
3 minutes around, and he's hitting Mitchell with some big headshots here. And I just wonder whether this American might hit the floor again. He's done it in the past, and definitely looked a bit.
He never missed a beat, sticking to the proven tactic of overwhelming volume.
Really getting on top here late in the fight.
They certainly want some good solid shots. He's hurt him again with that right hook.
In the second round, Calzaghe vigorously pursued the finish.
Who vies for Joe as world number 1,
and got a bit overzealous.
And down goes Calzaghe. Caught by one, and that's the first time he's been down in his...
Tasting the canvas for the first time in 36 performances, he didn't shell up in the corner.
He shots and another left hand. He's staggered under this, and he wants to go to war, and he gets him with a tremendous...
Emerging victorious from a duel of smoking barrels, Joe switched into turbo mode.
But somehow he stays upright.
Forcing the referee to save Mitchell from evisceration.
Surely can't go on like this. He collapses, and he's stopped all over in 2 dramatic rounds.
When it came to a battle of wills, Calzaghe always proved to be an entirely different beast.
Surely can't go on like this. He collapses, and he's stopped all over.
Joe kept the belt safe and sound, fighting in his homeland of Wales. The promising prospect, Mgur Mkrtchyan, ate jabs for 6 rounds straight.
Wading away a bit wildly. Soon, maybe even the return of Felix Trinidad we're hearing later on in the year.
Walking into a check hook each time he advanced.
Really increases popularity.
Planting the lead hand once more.
His way to victory tonight. That's a big right hand. It was fast and sharp. It's hurt.
Calzaghe closed the show with a trademark combination.
By that one, wanted to cover up. Now he's beginning to get to him. Left hand, the catch, it goes down under the bow. It is all.
The Dragon wasn't always so composed, though. The trickster, Kabari Salim, moved his head.
Well, that's the temperament Joe has. If he gets caught with a good punch, he wants straight back and never hit them.
In mysterious ways, and cut the champion.
Wales getting a great reception here in Edinburgh. Another clash of heads on the inside. Calzaghe's got some.
Joe decided to punish the headbutting contender.
Good punch from Calzaghe, good left hand. Just get his own hands up.
Clocked him with a well-timed check hook.
Salim, and stay there.
Rolled the response off the shoulder.
The 12-round distance.
And initiated a hot-headed assault.
Calzaghe measures him. Oh, right! What a right hand from Salim and Calzaghe!
Salim was swinging wildly and nearly managed to cash in.
Calzaghe measures him. Oh, right!
Calzaghe learned his lesson and spent the following 8 rounds playfully dissecting the Egyptian boxer.
Pedology, I think that. Quiet fifth. This is round 6.
In a rugged fight.
Right hand warning again from Kabari Salim. He has to keep his gloves up while he's doing this. Pick the shots, but that's a Calzaghe.
To the delight of the fans, the Welshman ramped up the pace and dropped the challenger twice in the final 2 rounds.
Some tonight.
No doubt that would have been the evidence. One of the great one-fight very referee knockout here. Again, good left hand from Calzaghe. And this time.
Salim survived to see the bell, losing by a wide margin. In the spring of 2005, Calzaghe gave a rematch to Mario Veit, whom he defeated 4 years prior. Since then, the German had ran through 15 men in a row and was eager to avenge his only loss. The champion peppered the jab to disguise the left cross.
Oh, well, nice again. Full marks though to Mario Veit, who's sticking with this one very gamely.
Paying special attention to the midsection.
Calzaghe is undoubtedly winning it.
In the 5th round, Calzaghe took the pressure up a notch.
Very measured performance this at the moment.
And caught the foe on the retreat.
Oh, lovely left hook there. Terrific punch.
8 years have passed, but the crown still belonged to the Dragon. By 2006, Calzaghe had reached a record of 41-0 with a remarkable 17 WBO title defenses under his belt. But despite this impeccable resume, the US media viewed the champion from Europe with skepticism. The state of the matters was finally set to change with a unification bout against the IBF belt holder, Jeff Lacey. The American snatched over 20 souls.
That's got the attention of Wiggins.
Had never tasted defeat.
Left hand to the body, but he's never been in against a guy like Lacey, and down he goes again.
And was marketed as a smaller version of Mike Tyson. The hype surrounding him was so immense that in the lead up to the clash, Calzaghe opened as an underdog for the first time ever. The linear championship was also on the line. Aware of the power threat, Joe's father devised a movement-based game plan.
And then content to...
The Welshman would fire off a combo.
That shook Calzaghe. Just what you get off from Calzaghe.
Then quickly step out of range.
Oh, good uppercut.
And move in guns blazing.
But it's a 12-round fight and a little contemptuous smile from Calzaghe.
He also unloaded in the clinch, just like he used to do in the early career stages.
Again from Calzaghe, picking the shot well, and nothing coming back in there from Lacey. It's all Calzaghe.
Lacey was swinging sledgehammers.
Looking for headshots, these are the danger punches. Oh, good shot from Calzaghe, short, straight left. But Lacey into his face, those are low punches, surely. Yeah, this is getting...
But Calzaghe ducked under them with ease.
Calzaghe's going to have to fight his way out of the corner. doesn't want to be in that sort of toe-to-toe.
Then Joe would make the foe spin,
The combination, and then spins off and leaves Lacey to hit in thin air.
outmaneuvering him with hands down.
Absolutely, John, giving him an absolute boxing lesson. He's hitting him and he's not getting hit.
The American clearly couldn't decipher the rhythmic flow of the fight.
Become very pedestrian, very one-paced. You know, like all punches. That's
From Calzaghe, that is exceptional, absolutely exceptional.
1, 2, 3%. Calzaghe just goes missing.
Jeff's face was getting busted with the lead hand,
Well, there was scar tissue coming into the...
and subsequent combinations.
He could have stood the fourth, and it's another Calzaghe round, and look at this! Terrific work from Calzaghe. Very slow to get out.
In close quarters, Calzaghe employed the left uppercut,
It's enough box like Calzaghe.
Trying to wing those trademark wing hooks. There's his girlfriend.
while piercing with a stinging jab from range.
In Joe Calzaghe of admiration.
Lacey's punches are very...
Quick flurries shattered Lacey's defenses, eroding the favorite's aura of invincibility.
In his lower lip. Headshots, tension, if not fear of what might be.
The check hook was also in play,
You know, we're so used to seeing him...
and the Dragon didn't slow down even past the halfway point,
I think something in the region of 40 punches or...
constantly changing angles.
And another one. Oh, look at this. Headshots, all scoring shots from Calzaghe.
He decisively claimed round after round,
Has to be stopped here, Lacey. The referee should be having a good look at this, and I think that a compassion...
all the while toying with an opponent who could barely see.
He's treating Lacey with contempt.
That is an Ray Leonard trick in the world title fight. I think Lacey would have been out of that.
Against Calzaghe's surgical work,
Superb again.
Lacey appeared helpless.
Every time. Outboxed, outpunched, outmaneuvered.
To his credit, he withstood over 300 punches.
Career-ending fight. This is never going to be the same again after this, I don't think.
He's got nothing left, John. He's got nothing left.
The referee ought to be stepping in to stop this one.
And through.
Can Calzaghe take him out, even at this late stage? He's going nothing for him.
Got him again.
And even got up from a knockdown in the final stretch.
Lacey says, come on. Calzaghe just went down for the first time in his career.
Jeff was nearly out on his feet, but managed to last until the end.
How on earth is Lacey staying up there? How is he getting out of there? Well, that's it. It's all over. Lacey comes forward.
Prior to the bout, most sports media predicted Joe would lose for the first time. Disrespected and underestimated, he delivered the best career performance to date, decisively dismantling the rising American star and claiming the second title. The Welshman made the U.S. audience take him seriously. Enzo Calzaghe played a crucial role in the triumph, not only devising an effective game plan, but also convincing his son not to pull out of the bout. As it turned out, Joe's left hand got badly hurt just 10 days before the encounter, and his father persuaded him to fight through it.
Calzaghe. I was in great shape, thanks to my dad. Without him I wouldn't be here today. He's a great trainer, great dad, love him a bit.
You know, I started to doubt myself a little bit. I think, if I can't fight this guy with one hand, no matter what, I'm proud of you. But you have to fight this fight. You have to fight this fight, Joe. He said, trust me, this is going to make you this fight. And I think, Dad, I can't fight this guy. Why are we talking about this? This is going to be one of the easiest fights. This guy's going to make you. This guy moves 5 times and throws 1 punch. You throw 5 punches and move once.
With 3 belts on the wall, Joe defended them twice and at the age of 35 had no intentions of slowing down. In the spring of 2007, he went on a quest for the missing straps. The undefeated Danish boxer Mikkel Kessler had a resume of 30-plus finishes. Was 7 years younger, on a streak of 39 victories, and most importantly, possessed the WBA and WBC titles. The showdown between the division's elite with a combined record of 82-0 drew the attention of the entire boxing community. The bout took place in the Dragon's backyard,
Toughest night of his career.
where a crowd of 50,000 spectators gathered to support their hometown hero.
The biggest boxing contest.
Joe began by feeling out the distance
Calzaghe still feels this.
and probing with long hooks.
Left hand. They have indeed. Here comes Calzaghe again.
Meanwhile, Kessler employed a cross as a rangefinder.
Records. in the history.
Quite effectively at times.
Turning pro.
The hand speed.
Oh, that's good work by Kessler.
The first couple of rounds were close. In the third, the Dragon stress-tested Kessler's torso.
Way back at the start of last year. No.
Pressed on the gas.
Southpaw, and then Calzaghe once again a little bit low with that left hand, and the pace has suddenly picked up a little bit. Now, who will that suit?
His hands down stance signaled that he had found the groove.
Too far away with the left hand. Well, how confident is Calzaghe, the 35-year-old old champion? He's really loving that. Was a good.
Joe's signature combinations got going, but the Dane held strong.
Calzaghe coming forward, got himself caught. He walked onto him.
Kessler started calibrating the right uppercut.
Exchange for Kessler there. And another.
Didn't forget the classic 1-2.
Faster hands.
Ultimately securing the fourth frame.
Oh, there's that uppercut.
The chess match continued into the fifth.
The best British boxer of all time, certainly in terms of his record. More crisp now, he's not leaving anything to chance. Back to a much more settled routine, Calzaghe.
Calzaghe was more precise in exchanges.
Oh, good shot.
And abandoned caution by the midpoint, opening up more often.
By the right glove of Calzaghe. That was a good right, though, from Kessler. And Kessler's coming back.
Kessler would not shell up either.
Kessler coming back strongly now.
In the eighth stretch, Calzaghe clipped Kessler's body.
Trying to set his man up. Oh, that was a good shot by Calzaghe.
And moved in with bad intentions. But a blow to the back of the head prompted the referee's action.
Don't hit.
Feeling an adrenaline rush, the Dragon took command of the space, increasing his punch count with each passing minute.
Hands dropping a little bit.
The style of fighter Joe is.
He gave the opponent no room to breathe.
Applaud. Knowledgeable crowd.
Making him swing at air.
I think he is.
To outbox Calzaghe, and even if he takes.
Before coming back with punishment.
Past the halfway point, and from that body shot, Calzaghe has been
To win. He showed power, he showed skill, he showed ability.
No matter how hard Kessler tried to turn things around with a Hail Mary.
Good right hand. Good right hand.
It was the night of Joe Calzaghe.
You know you got the fight won. You winning it.
I think Kessler maybe has taken this last round, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Well,
over the course of 12 rounds, the Dragon threw over 1,000 punches, getting the upper hand with a significant lead on all the judges' scorecards. A decade after capturing his first title, Joe had collected all the belts and reached the undisputed champion status. The Welshman entered the top 5 pound-for-pound list, sharing the honor with guys like Mayweather and Pacquiao. Kessler would go on to capture the throne once again. And he and Calzaghe are on good terms to this day.
I thought to myself, if I lose, man, I don't think I'm losing, but I can never show my face in Cardiff again. They're carrying me out, mate.
As I said, I hate watching my fights when I lose, but this is good. This is okay.
Oh, thank you.
This is okay, man. I lost the fight, but I tried everything.
Good fight, my man.
Good fight, too.
Leaving nothing but scorched earth in the super middleweight division and defending his throne a record 21 times, Calzaghe made the decision to move up to light heavyweight. Eager to secure a big fight in the USA, Joe traveled to Las Vegas, where he purposely engaged in a war of words with Bernard Hopkins. During the exchange, Hopkins dropped a phrase that instantly transformed their duel into one of the most anticipated matchups of the year.
I would never let a white boy beat me.
You're gonna lose. If you fight, you will lose. If you fight me, you will lose.
I'll never let a white boy beat me. And you can call it any statement you want. Anybody can print that I will never lose to a white person.
I can't wait, man.
Known by the ominous nickname The Executioner, Hopkins took up boxing in prison, already in his 20s. After being released, he dedicated himself to the sport, ultimately becoming an undisputed world champion in the middleweight division, with a 10-year-long unbeaten streak and 20 defenses of the IBF belt. He was the first to defeat one of the top boxers of the 1990s, Felix Trinidad. and knocked out the golden boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
Took to the body. And says you, that.
Only after losing all of his titles to Jermaine Taylor by close decisions in 2005 did Bernard move up to light heavyweight. At the age of 42, he snatched the championship belt from Antonio Tarver.
Just trying to land one good.
The same Tarver who had recently shocked the world by proving that Roy Jones Jr. was, in fact, human. Thus, the Executioner once again ascended to the top of the food chain, surpassing the Welshman in the pound-for-pound rankings. Moreover, this would be Calzaghe's first fight in the USA, adding an extra layer of intrigue.
Every red-blooded American is going to be happy with the outcome. I'm going to kick his British ass come 18-19.
Watch out for headbutts.
However, nobody predicted that lightning would strike in the very first minute of the match.
Supposedly demonstrated right goes Calzaghe down on a.
Calzaghe walked right into a 1-2 that sat him down.
Moved into a clinch and shot a short direct.
It seemed that Hopkins' counterpunching style would be an insurmountable obstacle.
In his last fight with Kessler.
But this wasn't the first time that the Dragon got burned taking off. He started bombing the basement.
It's a better work rate.
Switched to the upper level.
Reaching out and clutching.
And never stopped trying to crack Bernard's defense.
Something because Calzaghe's always been able.
Because you have the numbers doesn't mean you won the round.
Crafty Hopkins stayed close to the ropes, waiting for the opportunity to counter.
Stand and face each other in the ring. The one in tight advantage we knew.
Punch evasion was an innate ability for both athletes.
But he doesn't have any power. His punches are just a little flurries.
So there weren't many clean connections in the first half.
By moving and boxing in and out a little bit, he could fight a much smaller fight. Now Calzaghe starts to get the kind of spirited combat he wants.
After the 6th round, Calzaghe Sr. chimed in, urging his son to step it up.
I'm telling you now, do you want him to stop you? Or you want to stop him? That's the fucking way it's going to go. That's the way it's going to go. Are you with me now? Yeah. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me.
Following the advice, the Dragon unleashed the cross.
1 point difference because back to Antoine Elkins, I thought was his.
Exploded with a couple of trademark combos.
Hopkins' fight offensively is to go hit him, as Calzaghe is doing. That's what I was saying.
And soon found his rhythm.
But he still ought to be good. And Bernard is having a time, trying to apply pressure, trying to speed the tempo of the fight, trying to make the 43.
The Executioner was swinging the axe down the pipe,
Early part.
avoiding dangerous shootouts.
Hopkins gets in the.
And from the 10th round onwards, began looking for a breather.
And down goes Hopkins on a low blow. No point deduction so far.
Or a way to have a point deducted from his adversary.
Stop, come on, stop.
Chopping left hand by Calzaghe now.
Joe kept the pedal to the metal, and some of his shots were hitting the mark.
Cortez says go right ahead and fight.
But might there be retaliation?
Before the 12th, the Welshman started complaining and received a wake-up call.
Did he cheat him out? Big cheat my ass. Don't worry about the cheating. What he's doing is what the are you doing? What do you think?
Another motivational speech later, Calzaghe made a final surge.
Mike certainly looked in the first few rounds as though it was more than.
And won in the closing minutes.
They fight past the bell. Ultimately, I think it was a pro-Calzaghe house.
As is often the case, the two Grandmasters delivered a 12-round contest that was hard to judge with the naked eye. One official saw it for Hopkins, whereas the other two sided with Calzaghe.
And now, record now.
Joe landed 232 punches, more than anyone else ever did in Hopkins' career.
Cortez says go right ahead and fight.
But might there be retaliation?
Upon a thorough analysis, the majority of experts agreed with the verdict. Calzaghe hit the target more frequently, controlled the center throughout the bout, and conceded only 3 or 4 rounds. Now, no one could deny him as one of the elites in the world of boxing. The Dragon himself labeled this duel as one of the toughest he'd ever had.
As I felt I had energy, but it was very difficult to pin Bernard down. I knew that. You know, I like fighters coming to me. He was very wily, very clever, holding on the inside. You know, listen, the guy's been around so many years, and you just said to me that I land more punches than any other opponent, so I'm pretty proud of that.
Following victory number 45, Joe figured it was time to hang it up. His hands were so mangled he could barely hit the heavy bag, even with padded gloves. However, Calzaghe couldn't pass up the opportunity to share the ring with Roy Jones Jr.
Like one of those jet pilots.
In his heyday, Superman was the undisputed king at light heavyweight.
They learned that Saturday night. Benefiting bites. Oh, what a left hook.
And was a true genius of the sweet science.
One thing I don't like about Percy Harris, and there he's down.
Despite being long in the tooth, he entered the bout on a streak of 3, still a viable player.
Behind the right hand, down goes Hall.
The rendezvous took place at Madison Square Garden, where thousands of Welsh fans gathered to cheer their compatriot as he called it quits. The spectators had barely taken to their seats when a deja vu swept over the arena.
Jones is quicker in the center of the ring, and down goes Calzaghe.
Jones's forearm caught Calzaghe ducking, making him reset on the floor.
In flurries inside.
Joe countered Roy's lunging attack
Badly hurt then against Hopkins.
and got the jab going by the end of the round.
With which to begin the fight. But this is
The second stretch saw the volume increase.
the fight. If Calzaghe can make it go round. And here's what will hurt Jones most if it keeps up.
And it was all Calzaghe by the third.
Good body shot by Calzaghe. Left hand.
Jones struggled to keep up,
Over the last half round or so.
getting outperformed even in his favorite hands-by-the-waist genre.
6. And that's what I'm saying. And
He experienced the taunting he used to enact himself.
very, very difficult to just take punches from a taro down like that. Calzaghe showboating in the center of the ring. Calzaghe taking Jones's punches much better now. And landing when he fires back.
Although trying to fight back,
And that he can swamp Jones with punch count from here. He has done.
at times it was as if Roy was boxing his younger self.
With his hands down.
Round 3.
Calzaghe's advantage grew with each passing minute.
Outside of the first round, he's won, even though
He pressed Jones against the ropes with jabs,
Joe is standing as he is now with his guard down.
then unleashed fast combinations to different levels.
coming into the fight. A fighter who is this round may be on the table with 50 seconds to go. Calzaghe. Now the round belongs to the Welshman. Jones lands a
The American occasionally delivered the signature cross
Like it's having a tremendous effect on
and uppercut,
tactical equation in his favor. Takes a big uppercut there.
but missed more often than not,
It makes him, there it is again.
losing the battle in close.
And solid left hand by Calzaghe. Follows it up with a couple of body shots. Another flurry by Calzaghe. To the ropes. Roy may be momentarily hurt. He's hurt. Straight left.
He also suffered a cut,
The constant assault.
which threw his aim off completely.
Again, the hand speed flurries by Calzaghe.
Now the once untouchable Roy was seeking a fifth corner of the ring.
The left hook, firing away again. He's swamping Jones with activity and turns it all around by hurting Calzaghe. And Calzaghe's
In the championship rounds, the Dragon continued to pepper half-hearted punches,
probably something to.
and the action increasingly resembled a shutout.
These pictures.
He hopes to win. So far, maybe he's thrown that.
Calzaghe couldn't care less about the opponent by the end, enjoying his last moments in boxing.
What would enhance it even more, I think, was if in this last 45.
For what might be the last time in the ring for both men. Just could be.
Joe claimed all the rounds except the first, leaving no room for uncertainty. This time he landed 344 punches, more than any of Roy Jones's previous adversaries. Despite a near-perfect performance, many criticized Calzaghe for excessive showboating that prevented him from securing a knockout. However, as the boxer himself later admitted, he had no desire to end it early.
I could have stopped Roy. And people said to me, why are you showing up, dropping your hand? No, I was, if you see, I was enjoying myself because I knew it was my last fight. And I remember counting down the rounds. I remember, come on, Joe. I remember it's beautiful, you know, and that was that, you know what I mean? I was happy to do the 12 rounds and just beautiful.
On February 5th, 2009, shortly before turning 37, Joe officially announced his retirement from the sport, leaving the ring as a reigning champion with an impeccable record of 46-0. He joined the elite club of legends alongside Rocky Marciano. In 2014, Calzaghe was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. His father, Enzo, who raised 2 more world champions aside from Joe, also retired from coaching but maintained his lively spirit till the end. Calzaghe Sr. passed away on September 17, 2018, 3 months short of turning 70. Inspired to keep the family legacy going, Joe and his 2 sons decided to rejuvenate their old gym, which had turned into a museum in recent years. After extensive renovations, they started teaching boxing to young kids in their community. Now, the Calzaghes bring up a new generation of Welsh fighters.
I know what's so bad when, like, if it wasn't for my dad, I would never be boxing in the first place. You know, he's the one that took me to the gym. I'm so lucky that my dad's been able to sort of share what I went through, go through these fights, and beautiful memories.
Calling Joe Calzaghe a household name would be a stretch. He mostly fought on home soil and only ventured to the US later in his career. Despite all that, the undefeated Italian Dragon certainly earned a place in the boxing pantheon. Over the course of 15 years, he collected all the titles in his weight class.
Oh, and he just knees buckled and one on and he's down.
Defended the throne a staggering 21 times in a row.
That fast knockout to you, mate. Oh, the left hook.
Placing him in the top 5 all-time by this metric.
You worried about what's coming back? Oh, there it is. So long. Slipping. But, oh, goodness me, that one did not get on.
And retired at the top, which is extremely rare in the world of fisticuffs. While he might have lacked mainstream appeal, the Welshman never pursued it, choosing to stay true to himself, a boxer with a music-like flow.
He's a big man.
A true champion, and a loving son.
Day for Joe Calzaghe.
Okay.
How would you like to be remembered?
Just a great fighter. I always wanted to entertain as well, you know. Never shied away from a fight. And even when I got hurt, I always come back for more. Even when I got dropped, I always come straight back at the opponent. I always fought with my heart on my sleeve, you know, and always wanted to entertain.
If you enjoyed the video, punch the like button, and most importantly, appreciate your parents.
It's unbelievable.
The whispers of those doubters no longer can be heard. He shut them out forever.
He's thrown everything. Oh, he's got it again. He's taking a thorough pounding here, and I think
It's a terrible start for the German who's caught again.